real solutions to money, relationships, wellness, and more. Shine a light onto your day and into your life. Power Your Life with Dr. Joanne White.
Good evening and welcome to Power Your Life. I'm your host, Joanne White, and as an author, speaker, radio show host, and a certified professional coach, I've helped millions of people and businesses globally overcome challenges and achieve success. Each week on my show, I'll help you manage everyday issues like health and fitness, finances, aging, loss of a loved one, mental health, and a variety of other topics. Let's get started. How would you like to save a ton of money on groceries? Meet Joyce House, Miss Coupon Diva. She's been featured on the Today Show, Ellen, and Dr. Oz. Joyce is going to share her secret to saving hundreds of dollars at the supermarket. Thanks for being with me today, Joyce.
Thank you for having me, Dr.
Oh,
Wade.
it's my pleasure. And you told me earlier something that is sticking in my head all day long, and that is that I was telling you that I had coupons from 2010 and they're expired, and so I had to throw them out, and I was thinking of you, and you said, you know why that is? I said, no, why? You said, that's because you don't think of coupons as money. And you're right, but that's still here.
And if I got that in there, we're on our way.
Well, tell us a little bit about your story, because it wasn't always like this, and you've been doing. First, I thought it was 35 years, but you told me just before we got on the show, 38 years.
Yes, when I had my first child.
Oh my God, she's 38 years. Well, you don't look it.
Well, what happened with my first story is I brought a box of diapers for my daughter, and it was a box of 24, but 8 of them were messed up and I couldn't use them. And I took them back to the store, and I said, because I just couldn't afford to throw them away, and that's how my brain worked back then. And I went to the store, and I thought that he would exchange them or replace them or something, and very naive, he said to me, well, what do you want, a dime? And I felt something clicked in me that day and says, I'm not supposed to be treated that way. Right. And so I came home and I wrote a letter to the company, because you didn't have 800 numbers of emails back then. Right. And a couple weeks later, I got a letter from the company saying, yes, these were not up to our standard, and here's a coupon to get another box. Well, I went from not having 8 that I could use to now a whole box. But that wasn't a kicker, Joanne. The next day, I got a case in the mail. And so for the rest of the time my daughter needed diapers, they sent me coupons. So I realized now I can buy other things with the money that I would have been spending on the diapers, and I've never stopped since.
You know what I get from that story too, Joyce, is the power that we have as consumers, yes, because we don't believe that, and yet you're evidence and you're helping other people. So how do you tell other people about saving coupons? What are some of the ideas that you can share with us today?
Well, one of the things is you have to educate yourself about shopping, just like you educate yourself for your job, for everything else that you do. We think we go online, research before we do things these days. Well, teach yourself about shopping. Do you know how many people don't know about unit prices, have no idea what Joanne,
I'm joking.
The day I teach classes and I go around doing seminars, people do not know what the normal price is. Wherever you live in the country, there are normal sale prices for the items that you buy. So you need to know if it's a good price. So I see people, when they see buy one, get one free, they jump in the car to go buy it. Well, it's marked up 3 times what it was. So you actually didn't buy one free, you gave them a tip. So you have to know what a good price is before you walk out the door. You cannot go in the grocery store unprepared.
You know, I think that's great. And oftentimes when people do go to a grocery store, sometimes it's last minute, you have a list, and sometimes it's very hard to deter from that, unless, of course, you see a bargain, but you're not necessarily bringing coupons.
Even if you're not using coupons, you still need to know what a good price is. Because when you go to the store, like you just said, at last minute, they're in charge. You have to pay their price because you need it. But if you pay attention to the sales and get what you buy normally when it's on sale, you determine how much you pay.
Now, I have to ask you another question, Joyce, because I get tons of coupons in the mail, and I look at them like, oh, this is going to be such a chore to go through them. I don't have time. How do you make time for that?
Well, Dr. Joe, Dr. White, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
There
People
is
call me a lot of things.
There is a time during the day when we all have to sit. You don't have a choice. And I take my coupons and my sale ads in there with me, and I go through them. Takes me about 10 minutes.
Are you humming? Is there some music playing in the background?
But I can't go anywhere else. I have to stay right where I am, if you get my meaning.
I do.
So that's the time that I take. But once you get used to it seriously, it doesn't take you much time, because you're honing on the items that you use, and you know if it's a good price, and you keep it moving. Like if you get a $5 coupon off or something, you don't run to the store and go get it because it says $5. You wait for it to go on sale, so then you get a double bonus. And you know if you see a coupon that it's soon going to be on sale, because the company wants you to buy that item, and they normally make deals with the stores to put the items on sale.
You know, let's see some of those coupons, Joyce, because we're moving at really fast
Okay,
here,
well,
and I want to
first
make
of
sure
all,
that you can
I
share
never go out without
Look at
my
her.
coupons. And one of my clients actually gave me this, and I put some more buttons on it. When I go shopping, there's an envelope right in the front. And the items that I'm going to be using are sticking in the front. I'm not going through the store, going through here, even though they're in order, because that takes you more time, and it's more chance that you're going to do impulse shopping. I put them in an envelope that I recycle, because I believe in recycle. So old bill, stick them in the envelope right on there what I'm supposed to buy, and I leave the store. But my coupons are always with me, always. And I always take extras so I can share them.
Feel how heavy that is.
It's
oh,
not
that's
heavy,
not heavy.
see?
It's coupons are
Because
light.
it's only in here what I think I'm going to use, at least 4 of each item, because that's normally the store's limits. And I always have some to share. And that's what you say when the grocery people see me coming, they go, I know you got an extra one. And I always have them to give them to them.
Now, what about not only the grocery, so you're giving, so they love you, not,
Mm-hmm.
okay, because I'm usually the person behind and somebody's taking out 20 and I'm thinking, I got to get out of here. But if
are
you're
they-
sharing with me, I'm going to be
And
your
I
friend.
always go, I'm looking in your cart while they're doing my order to see what coupons I can give to you.
Joyce, I think that's incredible, and I love what you're doing. 38 years, folks, of couponing, and listen to her great secrets. So thank you so much. You've been such a wonderful guest, and you are full of not only coupons, but information to
And
share.
if you go to my website, MissCouponDiva.com, I have coupon tips on there that help you in your everyday shopping. I call it my Diva philosophy.
So give us one quick tip.
Go be prepared. Those sales ads that come to your door, they spend a lot of money on. Look at them.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Joyce.
you, and thanks for having me.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Coming up on Power Your Life, I'm joined by fitness trainer Araldo Maglara. He'll show us the best exercises to get results right in time for the sweet treat-filled holiday season. And we'll be right back. Welcome back to Power Your Life, and I'm your host, Joanne White. The holidays are here, and so are all the goodies, the cakes, the candies, and oh, those cocktails. It's no surprise we put on a few extra pounds this time of year, but if we keep up the exercise, we can reduce the weight gain. We have here personal fitness trainer Araldo Maglara, and he's here to help us tone our bodies and our minds and get great results. Thank you for being here, Araldo.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate
Oh, it's
it.
my pleasure. And you go to people's homes, right?
I do. I do go to people's homes. It just seems to work for a lot of people that way. Kind of eliminates the excuse for going to the gym. A lot of people just don't like that gym, the space and everything else. They just don't like it that much. So I go to their home.
You know, that's true, because every time I go to a gym and I'm sitting next to somebody and we're exercising, we each share that it's been so hard to get here. We had to think so hard to bring ourselves there. But
Right.
once you're doing the exercises, it makes you feel great and motivated. So tell us a little bit about some of the exercises that are going to help us tone our minds and our bodies.
Well, some of the basic exercises that I like to start off with are some of the functional exercises, which is something that you do on a daily activity. So basically like a squat. You squat all the time. When you eat, you squat. When you're writing or something, you squat. You work on a computer, you're squatting down. And when you're driving, you're in a squatted position. So basically, if I can show you what a squat is, basically,
Please.
it's just to up and down. Just something very simple. You can do this at your desk when you're at work. Just coming up and down, nice and easy, trying to, just like that. That's right. Tighten your core,
it's tight.
It's tight.
I'm holding it in all the time.
Right. Tighten your core and just basically just go up and down. Very nice and very simple. So that's a squat.
So you know what? We don't have any excuses.
We don't. We do not have any excuses, right?
Okay, so that's a squat that everybody can do, even if they're in the office or sitting reading a book, or well, you can't necessarily do it in your car because you don't want to. Okay.
Yeah, that might
but
not
you
be
don't have an excuse.
Correct.
Okay, so show us something else.
Something
Geraldo.
else that I like to do is called presses. So basically, where you get your hands like this, you don't necessarily have to have weights. If I just do simply like this and press real up, and then come real down, although I don't have any weights, my body doesn't know that. So I'm just making believe I own weights, and slowly I come down. So now you're working your shoulder muscles.
Well, I also feel it
and
here.
you're working as well, and your triceps and everything else.
So you know what?
Correct.
We're fooling our bodies
We're fooling
because
our
we're
bodies.
actually telling our bodies that we're having weight, but we don't. So we're using our own body weight.
Your own body weight.
That's amazing. I love it.
That's
And
right.
it doesn't, it is painless because when I'm at the gym and I'm lifting, well, 25, 30 pound weights, that hurts sometimes. But this, you can also use anything that you find in your kitchen, right?
Absolutely right. You could, like sometimes I'll get like a can of a coffee can. I'll fill it in with dirt, and I can use that as a weight. Body doesn't know. Or a heavy book. You can just use your own creativity and pretend that it's a weight, and your body will know the difference.
Speaking of books, and this is my gift, so thank you very much.
That's right. You're
Geraldo
welcome.
wrote this book, The Real Fountain of Youth, Simple Life Changes for Productive Longevity, and great picture.
Thank you.
So tell us a little bit about this book, and what is the Real Fountain of Youth?
Well, believe it or not, the real fountain of youth, we all have the real fountain of youth. Some people will look for that magical fountain in the back in the days. Oh, I got to go to the fountain and get a drink of water so I can stay nice and healthy and young. When the matter of fact is, yeah, like something like this, for example. That's right. It might be, but it's all of us, really. So you just have to tap into that, which is basically exercising, nutrition, and the mental aspect of which is most important. You have to have a mental attitude ready for exercise and a change in your life, as you know, to make things happen, and it's so important.
You know, exercise actually does help with mental acuity, with alertness. It makes you feel good. It helps with your libido. And it does a whole lot of other wonderful things. And there's so much research right now that says it keeps you young, so that's very important. What do you do with the folks that you go to see, and also with your program that you have on YouTube, Fitness by Geraldo? What are you teaching them about nutrition as well?
Well, basically, there are some things that you need. I'm not a nutritionist, but you know, I can give some general ideas of what to avoid. And like fried food, it's something that's just not quite right. It just doesn't feel right. It doesn't taste good. I mean, it might taste good to some people, but you want to try to avoid as many of the fried foods as you can. You know, fats. Try to stay away from a lot of the fats, which are not good. Basically, just use your own common sense. Include some veggies. Include some fruits. Be proactive. Have a mental positive attitude about that. And
you know, I think that's great. I think it's so really important. But we're going to go back to exercise in a minute. I had a client who was saying her husband is in his 60s, and she said he's still eating French fries and fried food. She says, how come he's not getting it? So how come he's not getting it, right?
Well, basically, I mean, it's tough when you get older. I mean, as you get older, I guess it's a learning curve. You have to appreciate the benefits of it, but it's very simple. Eliminate all that. Enjoy the fruits. Enjoy the veggies.
Show us
that.
one more exercise because we're going to take a break.
Okay,
soon.
cool. One exercise that I normally do is just pretend that you have a dumbbell here and just flex your arm, just like this, nice and slow. Now,
And again, you're using your own body weight.
that's correct.
I
And
love
this is very
it.
common when you're picking up, say, a baby or you're picking up something to shelf. So.
Folks, it's wonderful, and you can, again, no excuses.
That's right.
Thank you so much. We'll take a short break, but when we come back, it's the Rebel Chef, Terry French. What's this extreme chef cooking up today? Find out in just a few minutes. Thanks, Geraldo.
You're welcome.
In the last segment, we talked about exercise and keeping off the holiday weight. Eating right helps too. A seafood salad sounds pretty healthy. Joining me now is Chef Terry French. He's the winner of the Food Network's Extreme Chef. Terry, what are you cooking up today?
Thanks, Joanne. Thanks for having me here. Today
My
we're making
pleasure.
a Blue Moon Bay with the thought process of Thailand, Southeast Asia, grilled seafood salad.
Sounds wonderful.
To take off some of the, make it a little bit lighter after the holidays. That's where I'm at in my mind. I like lots of vegetables and the great bounties of the ocean.
A little exotic for me here,
Little
but
exotic.
hey, let's do it,
All right.
right?
Well,
Okay.
that's what we're doing. It's a real simple method of cooking. It's flash grill. It's real simple. A little bit of prep, putting everything together, getting your ingredients as I've done here. But when you watch how quick did I do this, you can have 15, 20 people over and be amazed at how delicious, flavorful, and spicy. And your friends are like, how did you do that? And you said, it was easy.
Plus, look at all the colors here. It's beautiful, right?
Well, it's healthy food. You know, you got oysters, you got mussels, you got clams, tangerines, limes, Chinese, Southeast Asian cabbages, scallions, chili peppers. These are all great ingredients. These are all vitamins. They're all nutrients. And this is the style of cooking that I've become known for as a rebel chef in my way that I'm a healthy cook. And I generally cook outdoors, though. I'm generally not a guy that's inside cooking.
So why Rebel? What's this
Rebel?
Rebel thing going
Rebel
on?
came along because I'm an 80s guy, and Billy Idol is one of my favorite musicians. And in the kitchen, to get everybody pumped up, I used to play Billy Idol all the time, Rebel Yell. So I would start my nights out 7 o'clock when the tickets started coming in, and I would say, all right, guys, you get ready to rock and roll. So I got my CD player, and I put the Billy Idol in. And when the midnight hour comes, he cried more and more and more, because that was the tickets as they were flying in. That was my theme song for all the orders that were coming in. I'm like, come on, just give me more and more and more. So that was the fun part with that.
We need a Blue Moon song for this,
Blue
right?
Moon song? Do you sing?
Not very well. How
Not
about
very
you?
well. No, I'm not a
Anybody
singer.
here sing? Okay.
I leave that to the professionals.
Well, we don't have one here today.
No?
Okay, not for singing. So when I first looked at this, I have to tell you, Terry, don't be offended, but I was thinking, oh my goodness,
You
what
were
am
scared.
I? What am I
Admit
going
it.
to? I was
You were
scared.
scared.
Not only was I scared, I was thinking it's a good thing we have a break right afterwards because I don't know what I'm going to do after.
One of the crazy cool things about food is
this-
because you'll eat this in local restaurants, but it will be battered and deep fried. You'll like oysters. You get fried oysters when you go out. Calamari. You get fried calamari. People generally don't get to see the product before it's actually made, so they have no idea what it even looks like when it comes from the sea. Now, the very popular dish, fried calamari. This is what fried calamari looks like when it comes out of the ocean, and then it's cut into rings, as I've done here. But then it's dipped in a batter and then deep fried, and then put with some kind of sweet, spicy chili sauce. Most usually in most restaurants. I take a different approach. I don't like all the batter and the deep frying. When I'm cooking out in the oceans, in the desert and that, I don't have deep fryer. So I'm usually cooking over fire. So if I have a grate and I have a flat top, I light a fire and I can do the same thing. And in less than 10 minutes, I'm eating. I catch my food and it's fresh.
Well, you have about 4 minutes to get this beautiful composition into my mouth.
Okie dokie.
So maybe not the red peppers. But
Not the
that's-
red peppers?
No, but I like the color, so it's good. So 2008, something happened to you in 2008 that really changed your life. What was that?
Well, 2008 is just like everyone else out in the world there that got hit by the financial crisis that we went under. I lost my businesses and at the same time lost my very dear partner who I'd been in business with, all at the same time. So it was a pretty crashing thing for me. I was very upset.
Octopus doesn't want to cooperate.
Oh no, this is the fun part though. You know how it gets up in there, it's like dances, and this is where I'm like, okay, dance
we
it
gotta
on.
dance with
It's
the
good.
octopus.
I love it, but you're gonna love it even more when you taste it. So losing my partner and losing my business and everything that I had worked so hard for, I thought I was on top of the world, and then boom, it's gone. So okay, anybody that went through it understands. Hey, I'm going to be 40. I'm in my mid 40s. I got 2 kids. I got a mortgage. What am I doing? And, how am I going to reboot after you go to working for yourself? And you're your own business person. It's sort of hard to go back to work for somebody else, and because you don't have the mentality. You're like, I'm not clocking in. I mean, what am I
Right,
supposed to do?
right.
So I'm up every day, and I had to reinvent what it is that I did with my life because I just wasn't able to go back and be a line cook again because I just have too much passion and too much energy to do that. It would just scare them, if I went to somebody's restaurant and worked at it because I would be an owner. And that's the way I've always been. I'm an owner of everything that I do.
Well, you've reinvented yourself beautifully, and it's so important because we're moving into 2014, and people do need to learn how to reinvent themselves if, when, and necessary. Also, You are doing something in 2014 that's not just for you, but sounds very exotic. We have about 2 minutes for this wonderful feast to get done. So 2014, you're going on these exotic cruises with people and going foraging in places like the Fiji Islands and foraging for whatever's there. And then what are you going to do with them?
Well, we're going to go take them out on excursions. There's going to be like the first initial cocktail parties when they come on, and then we're going to have some
I like
dinners.
that.
And then we're going to do pub crawls on the ship and then on the islands or whenever we go, investigating the restaurants,
90
local restaurants and that.
seconds.
And we're going to, I'm going to show you around. I'm going to take you fishing. I'm going to be doing some,
All right, I'm
really
signing
great
up.
stuff. I'm sorry, you're signing up? You come right ahead and go.
All right.
I look forward to everybody coming. You can find it on my website. And it's under, chef _ French on Twitter. You can hit me up. But some fabulous people have done some really great things for me, and I'm very excited to be able to actually take my fans out and show them how to actually get this food and cook it in the way that the Rebel Chef does in style.
I love it. And we have 1 minute for me to taste this wonderful feast here. Look how beautiful it is, everybody.
And it didn't take that long.
No,
it's
it
all
really
about the
didn't.
presentation.
Okay, and the presentation is pretty, but you didn't have me do anything. What if I just stuck
It's
a
okay.
red pepper on top?
You can stay here. There you go. You want to be a part of my party? You come right
I do.
along.
I'm gonna do that.
It's okay. Now, if that doesn't impress your friends when you're coming over
Okay.
to your house, I don't know much will.
It looks beautiful. And you can't smell it, but it smells fantastic.
Boom. A little bit of the Tobacco.
Terry, thank you so much. You've been wonderful, and this smells great, and this is it's just
Thank you.
fantastic.
I appreciate it.
You
Thank
are
you so much.
the fantastic chef.
I appreciate it.
Still cooking.
Yeah.
All right, let me taste a little bit.
Hold on 1 second. I'll find you for it. You like mussels? You want the shrimps, right?
I want the shrimp.
You can have
And
the
thank
shrimps.
you so much.
Go right ahead.
Thank you so much, Terry. Wow. Thanks so much for joining me today. Next week, you're going to meet a video producer who went from being laid off to big-time business owner. Plus, have a catch for Barb. Learn about a new organization that raises money for families dealing with cancer. And she's one funny mother. It's a hilarious spin on parenting, so don't miss it. See you next week. And remember, only you have the power to power your life. Thanks for being here today.